Well, good morning, YouTube. Lofty's here. Warrior thick. Hey, the greasers down at Biker Heads, they've sent Lofty an helmet. How about this? Something to try. S3. Schuberth S3. Gorgeous, isn't it? This is the Thunder Blue. Anyway, I'm going to get out on the bike and do a bit of vloggage. Have a bit of a chat, a bit of a catch up with the old Immy and talk about my helmet. I'll see you in a minute. Well, good afternoon then, YouTube. Lofty's here. I've got my helmet on. Anyway, this morning I started getting my kit ready and the bird come in and says, "Are you going out? Are you going out?" I said, "Well, it's like this. I'm putting my best leathers on. I'm going out. "Oh, well," she says, "where are you going to?" I said, "Damrels." Again, I do go to Damrels quite a lot. As you know, Mark and Steve and the gang at Damrels are very good lending me bikes. If it's in there, I can ride it, whether it's new, second-hand or whatever. So it's quite a good relationship. Anyway, a couple of weeks back, Jeff from Tranam, Biker Heads, was in the shop. And I got chatting to him and Mark introduced me and he said, "You ride a lot of these bikes. We're putting Schuberth helmets into Damrels." He said, "Have you ever had a Schuberth?" I said, "Yeah, I used to wear Schuberths years ago." I said, "But they're a bit pricey for me now. I don't really spend that much." He says, "Well," he said, "would you like one to review? Would you like to have an helmet?" He said, "You can pick anyone in there anyway. I don't like flippers, not when with the cameras and everything." I said, "Oh yeah," I said, "I do like the S3, the full-faced one." I said, "And that tricolour one, the red, white and blue, would look absolutely stunning on my NT 1100. He says, "Well," he said, "if you want to do a review and tell the viewers what they like," he said, "we'll get you one." Anyway, I had the phone call. "Jeff's going to be at the shop. He's going to bring you an helmet. Would you like the comms?" You know, comms, built-in comms. They're all looking after me. He said, "Are you a Cardo man or a Senna man?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, you can have either now." I said, "Oh, that's a bit of a good thing, isn't it?" So you can have the built-in comms, which is either based on the Cardo Edge or based on the Senna 50S. I said, "That's fantastic." I said, "I'll have the Cardo one if you don't mind." Anyway, here it is. I got me new helmet. The Schuberth S3. It hasn't cost me a penny. They've given me this in goodwill to review and whatever. Anyway, so really today's my first time riding with it on. It's got a couple of vents. It's quite clever really. You've got an open vent that goes into your sort of facial area, and then there's one that you just flip down and it goes up into the visor, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought, that's fantastic. Plus you got one on the top of the head you can open to exhaust the gases through the back. He also said underneath the flaps, beneath your forehead, there's like, you can fold it over or fold it open and it gives you like full exhaust or half exhaust to let the air in for the summer. He said, so being as the weather's getting better, I'll leave it on the full summer setting. I said, absolutely fabulous, thank you. Anyway, so here I am. With my brand new helmet on and my nice leather suit. How fantastic's that? I'm chuffed to bits. Anyway, I'm on the Immy. I'm going to get the NT out in a few weeks, but I'm on the Immy today. The observant ones will notice something's missing from above the clocks. The sat-nav bracket. Well, I never got round to fitting the sat-nav because the weather's been so poor. Anyway, recently I've been riding the bike and about 5,000 revs, I'd get this really horrible. But it was literally between 4.9 and 5.1, and it'd go. So I thought, it's nothing much to worry about. It's not the engine. The engine ain't knackered or nothing. Something's going on. Anyway, so I actually Googled high-frequency buzz at 5,000 revs, and the old AI on Google came up and said, check your screen. Some people have noticed that if the screen's not done up tight, it can vibrate. Or have a look at the headlamp, the little bar across where the headlamp is, that can vibrate. Anyway, so I've had a look and I noticed that just this little bit here was touching. So I thought, rather than do anything, I'll take the bracket off and go for a raz. So I've gone for a raz, no noise. So that little tiny touch there was enough to give you this horrible vibration at 5,000 revs. But of course I do need to put my sat-nav on, so I'm going to have to either trim the bracket down or trim the screen down so as they're not actually touching each other. Do you get me? Brilliant. There you go. Something else I've found about the Himalayan. It's susceptible to vibrations. It's been a single, isn't it? But I've got to say, I've done well over 3,000 miles now, all through the winter, and I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with it. No problems. In general, the fit and finish is holding up well. Where the suspension unit fits at the bottom, there's a bit of rust coming through there. It's where all the muck gets flung off the back. So when I get it in the garage to do a bit of remedial on it, I'll have to give that a bit of a clean up, put a bit of paint on it. But apart from that, it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I've had a bit of Mickey take off the boys with their big £140,000 bikes with 3 million brake horsepower, saying, what you doing riding around on that little thing, Lofty? It's only got 40 brake, it won't pull the skin off a rice pudding. But I've been out on many a ride out with them. They can't lose me. They might do overtakes that I have to wait and plan, but they can't lose me. So if you are thinking of getting one of these Himalayas, I'd pop up to Damrose and test ride one, because they are absolutely fabulous motorcycle. You know, 6,300 on the road. You can't beat it, can you? Tubeless, away you go. Anyway, we're nearly at the old A30, so if you've enjoyed this bit of a vloggage video, click on that like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'm only too pleased to answer your questions, whether it's about Schuberth helmets or whether it's about Honda NT 1100s or about me Himalayan. Just ask the questions and I'll answer them. Only too pleased, you know that. So we are round the New Island. I didn't think he was going to stop them for some reason, but he has. So here we are on the old A30. Sun's out in Cumwall. It's beautiful. This is the third day on the bounce we've had bright sunshine. So if you're going out, or whether you're going out or out, if I was you, I'd get your bike out and go for a ride. Those of you who are waiting for the 1st of April to either tax or MOT your bikes ready for the summer season, don't miss out on this weather. Do it now. You never know. Might be raining on the 1st of April. Anyway, this is the Lofty Biker saying ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.